All right, it's recording. And I'm waiting for it to connect to Facebook.
Okay.
I'm sure
So
people are
exciting.
just crying. They're waiting.
They're watching us laugh right now, probably.
I know, probably. All right, title, How We Invented Bloom.
I love that. It makes it sound like the light bulb.
I know it. Okay, go live. I'm ready. All right.
Oh, we're live.
Really?
I think so. It says now streaming.
I think mine says it's still setting up my meeting. Done. Redirecting to Facebook Live page. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to shut my voice down on my phone. Look at us. We're here.
All right. Listen, it took us a couple of minutes, but that's okay.
I know it. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone. And hi,
Yeah.
darling. You're all the way across the country. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Loving your road trip.
I'm on my road trip right now.
I love it.
I just feel like scum, but I want to say that I left before the huge spike.
Yeah.
And I wore an N95 mask the whole time. Yeah. And I think I've already had COVID, and I had a test before I went that was negative. I feel like
you've done everything you were supposed to do.
I did. Like, I tried really hard to do everything. I don't want to make anybody sick. But there was nobody at the airport and nobody was sitting next to me. So anyway, remember when we used to be able to travel and the poppies could have a meeting together and have fun?
Yeah, I miss those days so much.
You know, we were talking about, this is just like the virus happened just when we were planning on a Bloom event.
Yes, I know. So much. I mean, so much has been completely derailed, but I'm excited again now about 2021. I feel like we're going to have things. I feel like we're going to appreciate so much more when we can gather and get out in any kind of safe way. Mm-hmm. That I feel like everything is going to have this like huge thing about it when we can finally get out.
I know. Since I don't leave very much, I always walk out of my house without a mask on. Like, I leave so infrequently that I like have to quick turn around, and my dog is always like, "Oh, we're done with the walk. Oh, are we done?" So funny. So anyway, my hair is so funny. We said that we were going to talk about how we invented Bloom.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I kind of wish we were saying how we invented the vaccine, but you know, you do what you do.
I know. And it also started with a trip because I don't know if you remember this, but so I was president of WFWA at the time, and we were doing our conference in Philadelphia. Yeah. And I wanted I had the audacity to want you to come be our featured presenter. And so I called you and I said, Anne, will you come to Philly? And you said, yes. And I said, okay, but can I tell you why? And you were like, you're asking me, I'm going to come.
I'm like,
that's
are
what
you
kidding? Do.
Yeah.
Right?
And
then I was like, oh, and we have a shoestring budget. And you were like, yes. And I was like, so we're going to funk together, you and me.
And I was like, that's my jam. Wasn't I? I love a sleepover.
Yeah, you did not pause for 1 second. No, not 1 second. And I was like, okay, we're going to have a sleepover, you and me. And you were like, absolutely, I'm there. And so you know how Shonda Rhimes has the year of yes? I'm always like, I should be like the year of no, please, and say no. But I'm never unhappy that I say yes. I know. You're so generous. You're so generous with your time. And everybody was like, you know, we had this huge, I mean, first of all, it was the first time WFWA had a regional conference. So I was super nervous and I wanted it to go well and I wanted it to be awesome. And people came from, you know, all over, which was awesome. And you were our resident celebrity. So everyone was going crazy.
That's pretty
And I was like, yes, I did bring in Garvin here. Yes, I did.
That is the funniest thing, because I'm telling you, my entire town would be like, who is that again? We don't know.
They need to get out. They need to get out more, obviously. But it was a really amazing event, and the energy. So you and I, after we decompressed, right? After we got through the day, it was a day-long writing conference. All these writers came, writers and readers, which is what we learned.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of glasses of wine.
Yeah.
Just a couple.
Yes.
And then we were like decompressing, right, from the day. And we were like trying to figure out, all right, what the energy in that hotel was off the charts.
It was so much fun.
Off the charts.
Yeah.
And we were like, remember, we were like, there were like breakout rooms and there were agents there, and we were like floating around to all these people, and we were really, the energy was really high.
It was so
and we
high.
were talking about how we were going to bring that energy back home with us.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we stayed up all night.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't stop talking. So we stayed up all night.
Talking.
And we were like, what if we could have something like this, where we could have like a slumber party that was all day long and all night long, for readers and writers. And what if we did this? And we were like sitting across from each other in our hotel room, up all night, finishing off our wine, probably eating some cookies by that point,
I'm sure.
and trying to figure out what we were going to do.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think anybody had done it before. Like I know that people had tried to. There were definitely people who like tried to do book clubs before on Facebook, and then definitely people who have, non-writers who were trying to find ways to share books and things like that. But I tell everybody, it's always like, what is Bloom? And I'm always like, it's just a sleepover party that happens day and night, depending on whenever you like check in, there's always something going on.
Right.
And that's
because we started to like do the math, and we were like, well, wait a minute, how could we like host this, and how could we keep it going? It's like a marathon, right? Like you can't really, or like a telethon, like you can't really keep it going 24/7. But then we were like, well, wait, there's almost 50 poppies and there's 52 weeks a year. Well, we could make that work. We could make that math work.
Yeah.
And then
while the other poppies are sleeping, we're like, guess what? You just got a job.
Right. So everybody gets a week, right? So everybody got to sign up for a week, and everybody takes over for a whole week. And then you just keep the train on the tracks, basically. Yeah.
And I think, the thing that made this, I think, so different, and I also believe that it changed the culture of writing and writers, is that the difference is that we decided that there was no reason for writers to compete for readers. Like there's no reason for that. And I think that, some of that comes from, just capitalism and this idea of, trying to get ahead and to be the number one bestseller, except for that every day there's a new number one bestseller. There can be. And in some cases there's 40 a day. Right. So we were like, why are we fighting for readers? That's dumb. Like lots of people like to read all different kinds of things. So let's just get readers into a space and then talk their ears off and then find out who they are. Like that's the best thing about Bloom, is that like I feel like a lot of these people in here, especially like people are showing up right now, like Susan Peterson. Hi, Susan. I'm looking on my phone in case you're wondering, because I don't have the chat on my thing because I'm afraid it'll screw up. But people that are really just our friends now, and some of them I haven't met in person.
Yeah, I know, and it's funny, right? Because every once in a while when you do like go to a book event, or you go to something, back when the world was open and will open again, and someone comes up to you from Bloom and introduces themselves, but you recognize them right away. And you forget that this is the first time you've ever met them in person. Yeah. Because of course we all feel like we're old friends. Yeah. And we know, whose dog was just sick, and we know who made apple cobbler for the Thanksgiving potluck, and like we know all these things about each other, right?
I know.
I come up to you at a book event and you're like, oh my goodness, I forgot this is like the first time I'm hugging you. Hello. Yeah.
I know, it's so nice. I love it so much. I know. And the other thing is, like what I think is really funny is that like we have 10,000 members, or close to 10,000 members, and I'm up there going like, these are my favorite bras, and I like I'll tell anybody anything. I'm like,
but this is a good point too, because we've talked a lot about this over the years since Bloom started, and we started it as a private group, right?
Oh yeah.
Because we had this idea that we wanted it to be intimate, and we wanted people to feel like they could comfortably ask us questions, that we could share stuff about our daily lives, and like where we were going to the gym that morning, or where we wanted to like share those things, but in a more intimate setting.
Yeah.
So we made it private. So it's been different, because it's been different than other groups that have arisen that are public groups that you know, I mean, anyone can join Bloom. We don't kick people out, right?
Oh, we
But
never-
but it also is like a very intimate place. And so therefore the engagement is so high, people
Yeah.
are so invested, right? And and you really do feel like you're at this cocktail party, but like everyone's talking to each other for real. And we've talked a lot about that. Like, should we shift the focus of Bloom? Should it be public? But we always say no. We always want it to stay just the way it is.
We do. And
so we can talk about our bras.
I do. That's exactly what to, like today we're talking about what your favorite stuff is to bring on travels, you know? And
right.
Like, we're dropping all these links of things that I'm like, I'm buying that. I'm buying
I know.
that.
Right. I know.
I love that. I think that's so awesome. So we don't get to, you know, read their thoughts like they get to read our thoughts so much, but we do get to find out a lot about them.
I know. And whenever it's my week to host Bloom, I feel like I just have my head buried in my phone all week because people are commenting and I want to respond to every single one. I try but really hard to at least, you know, because it's nonstop and it's like fascinating and there's new people every week, right? And you're just like, oh my gosh, I need to acknowledge this. I need to acknowledge this. And people share, oh my goodness, they share like so many personal, amazing stories and personal things. And
I know
it's really amazing. Yeah.
I know. I think that's what and when I say that I think we changed the culture is that you're seeing other places kind of pop up and you're seeing other authors support each other in a way that I don't think they did for many, many years.
Like doesn't it make you proud? Doesn't it make you so proud?
It makes me so proud. I feel like
makes me so happy.
Because I am not I will compete if you make me compete, but I'm not
if you make me
person. Yeah, I just
know.
Mostly because I think I'm gonna lose. Like I have such a fear of like coming in last.
Everyone watching is now completely shocked to hear that.
Oh no, because, so when I was in high school, I wanted so bad, like I would admire runners and I am not a runner. I run, but not because it's not really running. I mean, to call it running is really ridiculous. Like I'm sure anybody watching me is like, look at that lady move. I don't know what that is, but in high school, I wanted to run something and I ran the mile run. Now, the thing about the mile run is you have to have endurance, which I do have, but you also have to have speed, which I don't have. Like, I'm the person like that lives in Poland and they're like, you have a sack of potatoes, you got to get across the border. I'm like, I'm that lady. I can trudge like nobody can trudge. So in high school, I came in last every race I ever ran for all the years that I was in track. And Roland Antela, he was our track coach, our women's track coach, which he was not, you know, like he was like the difference that he thought between men and women was probably that women shouldn't run. So and my senior year, it was time to go out for track. And he came up to me and he goes, my name was Wirtz then. He's like, Wirtz. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, please God, don't go out for track. And I went, Roland? And he's like, just for the love of God. He was like, why would you? You're so bad at it. Like it was pre-self-esteem teaching, right? Except like he was right. And I said to him,
wasn't.
Oh,
he wasn't.
Oh, yes, he was. Every race. The only reason I lettered in track and the way that you letter in track is if you come in, like you have to place. And I one time placed because only 2 people ran. Me and the winner. So Roland Antela
has to come in last. I mean, no, you know, it's okay.
So then I said to him, I said, so, okay, look, I won't go if you let me ride the track bus through the whole year. And he was like, yeah, fine, I don't care. So I went to every track meet, every away track meet, every home track meet. I got out of school, I did nothing. I didn't carry snacks. I didn't keep stats. I just flirted. So that's why I'm always afraid to come in last because I know that what it feels like and I'm really good at last. So I don't want to compete. It feels.
Listen, but so what did you do? So you were afraid of coming in last. So you became the resident cheerleader chief like, advocate for the rest of the team, which is pretty much like, yeah, that's pretty much your life's
That's
mission.
my brand. Yeah. But I mean, the funny thing is that for 3 years I came in last. Like nobody is more persistent than me, and
yeah,
sort of like cheerful. Like, oh,
yeah. Man, I never knew that
ridiculous.
Before.
Oh, you haven't? Oh my God.
Before all these years we've known each other, I've never heard that before.
Isn't that the most?
Every single day that you know Anne Garvin, you learn something new about her. That is the joy.
Yeah.
That is why.
Something new embarrassing fact.
We put you in front of Bloom so you can teach us more things every single day. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
If you knew what my what my nickname in high school was, that's even worse.
Can you tell us?
Yeah, it was Whiskers because I had a terrible mustache.
No way. There is no way.
And it's an alliteration because of Whiskers words.
Oh my gosh. It Whiskers words. Oh my God, I love that actually.
Oh my God, it was so bad because I had a mustache, like, and there was only bleach, so I would like walk around with bleach on my upper, and then if like at any moment, like I forgot or I ran out or something, then I would be like, I thought I had everybody fooled until they called me. They're like, your name is Whiskers now. I was like,
oh my goodness, they know. They know.
Oh my God, it was so bad. So now you will nary see a whisker on
No, I've never seen a whisker on you.
I'm all about the depilatory.
This
yeah.
This is why Bloom stays private, so that we can talk about Whiskers words.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know though. I feel like the world could handle it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably been out there on several other things. When I tell my stories of woe and success, like, oh yeah, my humble beginnings were back in the day when I had a full mustache and came in last of every race.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I know it. Well, now you have to tell us something embarrassing.
I don't think I signed up for that.
I mean, so many things that I could fill in while you're thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember when we went on a trip together and we had to go to Francis Ford Coppola because of the winery thing?
Yeah, we had to. They twisted our arm.
We had to go to Francis.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually have a story I have an embarrassing story from that trip, actually, I can tell.
Okay, you tell it, and then I'll tell you the one that I'm thinking of that's from that trip.
Okay, so we were there for a long weekend when our books got picked for the inaugural launch of Books and Bottles, which was super fun. And we went out to Sonoma, and we had 2 nights of events, right? And so first night of event went, beautifully and so much fun. And I had family and friends that came out too.
Oh, yeah.
My sisters were out there. My cousin was out there. My cousins were out there. So after our wonderful event, and then we did like a photo shoot at the winery, and it was such a fabulous day. And we had like a little bit of downtime. So I went and met my sisters, and Coppola had given us, Francis's team had given us these tickets to go to like some visit other venues, other wineries. So I went met my sisters. Well, we had, we've been drinking a lot of wine like already for 24 hours already. And my sisters and I were at this winery, and we decided to go take a picture by a fountain that was looking very beautiful off to the side, but there was a high hedge with no gate between it and the fountain. And we didn't actually think that was meant to stop us. So we jumped the hedge, and we got escorted out by security. And there was some camera footage of us getting ejected from the winery, and that is on social media somewhere if you want to find that. But
it's like the high school band goes and visits the winery, and then the kids go out at night and get hauled off the hedges.
It was us. Yeah.
My
So
God.
by the time I showed up to our second night of events, I already had a criminal record in Sonoma, but it was fine. I mean, it was good. Everything, all charges were dismissed and everything was good. Yeah.
Funniest story that Katie Moretti told me. So Katie was there, and
Yes.
so here's the thing about me and travel. If I'm traveling by myself, I can get from A to B. I will make mistakes if I'm not fully caffeinated, but for the most part, I can get there. Not always. My family always knows, like, is mom gonna make it to her destination? We're not, she's a little spacey. Like, I have done some pretty spacey things traveling. It's true. But if I'm traveling with other people, I abdicate all responsibility to them.
I know this.
At the schedule, I don't know what I'm doing. I just show up and then I follow people around. And you said to Katie,
I did.
You're like, I am really surprised. And she seems so together, but she's so clueless on this trip.
I said, I was calling her. I was like, I'm afraid I'm going to lose her. Like I can't keep track of her. I don't know. And then Katie told me.
She goes, oh, for God's sake, just ignore her.
No, she said she does that on purpose so that you think she can't. She said she has told me that she does that on purpose so she doesn't have to think while she's traveling. And so she makes you get afraid that you're going to lose her.
Yeah.
And you did that to me. You tricked me. So I took care of everything. I made sure our Ubers, I made sure our dinner reservation, everything. Oh my God. I said, oh my God, I'm going to lose Ian if I don't keep every single thing, if I don't plan every single thing. And so you tricked me.
I know, I'm such a shithead.
You couldn't travel.
I am the worst person. I get tired. And I don't want to be in charge. Like, it's enough for me to have gotten there. Somebody, you know what I am? I'm like Madonna. Like, where do you want me to stand?
You're like Beyonce, and I'm your handler. Yes, for
like,
sure.
I'm the talent. Where do you want me? And I'm not the talent, and no one should have to tell me.
It's my honor to be your handler. I can't wait for the world to reopen and for you to fly east again and to be your handler. That will be on my list of priorities as soon as the world reopens.
You know,
I will laugh the whole time.
I know, like, people will, every once in a while, somebody will ask me, like, if I'm in therapy, she's like, are you a controlling person? I'm like, no, no, I don't want any control.
Take me.
I don't want any responsibility. I just want to wander around and have somebody go, Ann, come on. It's terrible.
Oh, it's awesome.
It makes my older daughter, because she is she's a very detail oriented. It makes her so nervous. She's just like, Mom, you completely stress me out. So sometimes I try to like pull it together.
Rein it in a little bit.
And I try to. But then I, like, no, I don't really. She's like, Mom, just forget it. It's fine.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how that happened either. How that came to be such a, but anyway, you and I were, is that where I sat on your lap? No, that was in New York. That's when we first met.
The first time I met you. Yes. And I was like, we had talked on the phone a lot, and I was so excited to be invited to the Poppies, and you were like, well, you're going to come to New York, right? We're doing this weekend in New York. And I was like, well, I'm a brand new Poppy. Am I even allowed to come? And you were like, absolutely, you're allowed to come. And I was, just like, oh my God, Ian Garvin, like super intimidated, super nervous. And you said to me one time, well, when did you stop being nervous around me? And I'm like, oh, it was when you sat in my lap. We were in New York, and we were, in this beautiful townhome, and that we'd rented out, and we were having all these meetings. It was very official and formal. And then Anne was like, you know what? You just have a lap I want to sit in. And that was it. And we did the rest of the meeting with you in my lap. And I have a glass of wine in my hand. We have a picture of us recreating that.
I always tell everybody that I want my memoir to be called Bad with Boundaries. I'm so bad.
Anne's sitting in my lap. I think I've arrived, right?
Lap. I remember.
I'm very maternal, you know, I'm very happy to have people. So I think I had basically like pulled kids out of my lap to get to New York to see you. So it was very comfortable to have somebody back in my lap. So it was all good.
I think the only people that are ever intimidated by me, besides my students when I was a professor, because I was mad at them all the time, is people that haven't met me.
Yeah, yeah.
Person.
Yeah, clearly, because people who meet you, I mean, obviously understand immediately how accessible and warm you are.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of funny.
And that there's no reason to be like, I just am, like, I always say that you don't need to know anything about me except by what my hair looks like. Like, I'm that. Because I try to, coffee is my best thing. It helps me focus for a little while, and then everything comes loose.
Well, I've gotten you after a glass of wine. You only need usually one glass of wine. And then I can really get all the secrets out of you.
For about 15 minutes, because then I'm like somnolent.
Yeah, then you're like, it's time for bed. Time for bed.
I'm like, I'll tell you. In fact, lots of times at PoppyCon, I'll have a glass of wine and then I will just disappear.
Yeah, I know. Then we'll come find you, but you've done that before.
People will come find me and I'm always in bed. And I'm always like, you know, like this with the covers, like, oh, hi. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, are you sick? Like, no.
Glass of wine.
It cracks me up. Oh my God.
Oh, I miss you. I can't wait. I can't wait till we can be together again.
I know it. I can't wait for us to be able to do a Bloom event somewhere.
I can't wait for it too. I know. We were really hoping that we were going to have one in the spring, and we would have had one in the spring, but for the pandemic. Yeah.
I know. And we have to figure out where the best place is for people. You know what I wish we had? I wish we could create a map. Like a digital map where people could just put in their thing and it would show up and we could see where everybody is from.
Yeah, we at one point we did poll the group and we got sort of like big areas, but it's grown so much since then that we need to do that again. Yeah. I mean, because I think we sort of know where like our clusters of friends are, but everyone's all over the place. I mean, that's one thing I just keep learning every time I'm hosting Bloom. Like everyone's still all over the country. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I was over at the Global Girls. Have you done the Global Girls Book Club one yet?
No, I haven't done that yet. I know you did.
Yeah, I did. And I was like, I posted and I was like, where is everybody? I'm like, hello.
Yeah, where are they?
Nobody. Well, they're in Australia. So in Australia, they're sleeping when I'm posting. And I just guess I didn't realize that. I'm like, where is everybody? They're like, I'm in Abu Dhabi. What are you doing?
You're kidding me. That's where the group is?
Yeah. Oh, they're legitimately mostly housed in like New Zealand and Australia. And is Abu Dhabi near them? Because that's another point.
You had to like basically go back and check on them later when they woke up.
Yeah. And then I was like, I'm going to bed, you guys. And they were like, wait, we're chatting now.
Wait, we're up now.
I was like,
oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
I just, you know, time zones are very difficult for me.
But you know what's funny on Bloom? It doesn't matter what time you go on Bloom. People are, you know, you get like the waves of East Coast, West Coast.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I have like a bunch of people, like people are commenting. I think people are asking if we're drinking, which, you know, it's legitimate. But for me, so
it's a legit question, although this is coffee and I know it does. We are a little loopy today.
At what time is it over where you are right now?
It's almost 4:42. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm in California and it's only.
I'm on the East Coast and Anne's in California. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, look at her, you're drunk with pleasure. Ruth Benson. She's right. You're right. Like totally. You guys, it's so funny. You do not.
That's why Anne only needs one glass of wine because she's just always.
Susan says, you do not need to be drunk, clearly. She's right. You know what, though? It's so funny. Susan and I were at the Pulpwoods Queen.
Yes.
And we had a picture together that is truly one of my favorite pictures ever. Like, we look like two people who are madly in love. It is the cutest picture. Susan, I don't know, we should post it. I should try to find it because it is the cutest picture. And I think we're just so happy to have met each other in person in this very little town in Texas.
I'm dying. Susan's one of those people that I feel like I've known forever and I've never met her in person. I can't wait to.
I know. I can't. Susan, where are you from? I can't remember where she's from.
Texas. She's in Texas.
Are you? Is she in Texas?
Yeah.
Let's see if she's going to
so.
answer. We've got this lag time on Facebook. Like we're.
Oh yeah. Right. Okay.
So I can't tell. Susan. Oh no. She says I love that picture. I know I love you too. And she's going to post it. Yeah, good, because it's such a good picture. And I look so happy.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
You know, like drunk with love. I'm like.
Oh. I know. Yay.
I know. You know, I feel sorry for honestly for authors who were, you know, published for years and years before social media. A lot of our authors, Eileen Gouge and, you know, Sue Mesner, and I mean, so many of our authors that were really big and famous, like Diane Hager. Yeah. So they have been writing for years and years without being able to interact with readers. And
yes.
I just feel like we are so lucky.
I do feel so lucky.
Otherwise, you just sort of write by yourself and nobody tells you anything like, oh, I like that sentence or I like that word. You never hear any of it.
I don't know I don't know. It's a totally different experience if you're not actually hearing the connection, right? I mean, if you're not actually getting to connect with somebody and hear from them how the book resonated with them. So right. If you're not going to book clubs and you're not having social media engagement, it's such a different experience.
It's so different.
For writers who
Sue says she's in San Antonio. Did I even know that? Texas, you have to be very careful, Susan. I know you are.
I know she is, yeah.
But Texas, the morgues have all filled up. Not to be gross, but I'm just saying that you really have to be careful. I hope you're
there for a long time. I know.
I know Texas. I mean, every place is kind of tough, but I think Texas is really hitting it hard, right? So much. It is so much better. This is Marie Christopher. She's like, it's so much better now because we get to see people and you have access to people. Like I remember Elizabeth Berg. I went to see Elizabeth Berg at a bookstore event years ago, and like I don't know, she was like my hero for a while. Yeah, she still is. Like she's so talented, obviously.
Well, this is what I said about the pandemic. The interesting thing about the pandemic is that for writers, right? Obviously, it's been so difficult to have all our events canceled and all of that. But for readers, it's actually given everyone kind of unprecedented access to their favorite authors, because now all of a sudden you can go to a virtual book signing and see your, favorite author that you weren't going to, that was only coming to Texas and you weren't going to get to see them this year or whatever. Well, so there's actually that's been like a big silver lining. Is that the virtual events that we've been able to actually dial in and see people all over the country that we wouldn't necessarily have seen.
I know that has been,
and I feel that from a writer's point of view too, even though it feels like it was so hard to have so many events canceled, there's also been like so many more opportunities to meet people from all over that we weren't, places we weren't going to get to. I don't think so either. I hope it doesn't. I hope that's something that we continue to keep on the table, because I mean, we definitely want to have live events again. But the virtual events, I hope they don't go away, because
should we tell them about the app?
Oh yeah. So what are we going to tease? We got big plans for you guys in 2021. You got big plans.
I know. We're so like big plans. We think we're going to have we're partnering with a book club app, so that you can, we don't have to do everything on noisy Facebook, and we can have book buddies and little tiny book groups and do everything on our phones with apps. And they're going to start doing, the person that is doing all the work for it is going to be able to put in video chat. Like, it's so exciting, but like.
Right. It's so much more than a book club. It's like,
it's huge.
It's going to be, it's going to be really, really exciting.
For us, like,
I can't wait.
I know, like we're not going to tell you everything, but
no, we can't tell you anything yet, but we're going to tell you soon, and we're going to be really, you're going to be excited.
Look who it is.
Peanut.
It's like, where's the people? You're talking. Where are? Look at him. Look.
Peanut.
He's like, what happened?
He won't even look at me.
No.
He's mad. Look how mad.
I think the neighbor guy walked by and he does not like the neighbor guy. We have lots of talks about, he seems perfectly nice, Peanut, but he is absolutely unconvinced. So, in fact, if you guys, I have to tell you guys, Peanut, when we flew out here, Peanut got out of his case and escaped in the airplane. Did I tell you that?
You didn't tell me that. Wait, I gotta turn the light on. Look, it's getting dark here on the East Coast.
It's getting dark there. Yeah, so we flew and I had him zipped in his little case, and like he's a prisoner, he's got nothing but time. So he would like work his little zipper loose. It was like Escape from Alcatraz.
Oh my God.
He went shooting out. Yeah, I in fact, if you want to hear the whole story, it's in my sign up for my newsletter, because it's going out November 30th with the story about
oh my gosh.
and then you can read the story about how the pet psychic told me that Peanut wanted to be a bee for Halloween. And so of course he was a bee. Of course. Amy, he's like this. Amy, I just wanted to be a bee.
Just wanted to be a bee. What else would I want to be?
I don't know why everybody is so, worked up about it. Look at me. His face is so funny.
Oh my God, he's so sweet.
He's such an old man.
He's so funny.
Isn't he funny? I like how he's like not sure.
Oh, he's so funny.
All right, let's see. If anybody has any questions, do you have any questions? We do have a little bit of a lag time. Hi, Lisa Murray. And let's see. It says Lisa Murray's here. Bring her on camera. Okay. Let's see. Never appears to have authors. Oh, she's Kate Baxter is like, a lot of the places they don't even bring authors in, so you don't even have the chance to see them at your bookstore. So it is a really nice thing to be able to do this.
Yeah.
Susan says your book club was the best.
Oh, I missed the book club. We'll figure something out, Susan. That really was a highlight for me, of course.
Oh my gosh, so much fun. All this talk of wine, I'm gonna go get a glass. Merritt, good for you.
Public service announcement. Apparently they're shutting the wine stores down in Pennsylvania on Wednesday as a COVID measure, which seems to me to be counterintuitive. So I was just on a group text from my sisters letting me know that I had to run out to the liquor store and the state store, because they're all state run, the wine stores in Pennsylvania.
What, they think if people drink less wine that you will stop walking around without a mask?
I have no idea. It just sounds like it's not going to really work. Although it is really funny because they did close the state stores at the beginning of quarantine in the spring, and I Coppola Winery on Redial. They were sending across the country boxes of wine boxes of bottles of wine, because I couldn't get wine in Pennsylvania.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's going to be that way again.
Oh, that just seems utterly crazy. But, I don't know. I'm glad I'm not in charge of the world. I'd really be bad at it.
I know.
I'd be like, let's all go to bed at 9:30. Good night. Click. All right, we got to go because I have to go to the bathroom so bad.
I love that everyone thinks that we're drunk. That's hysterical.
I know, I love it.
And predictable and on brand for us.
So on brand for us. I know it. We should just do this on a regular basis, don't you think?
Yeah, we should. Well, the funny thing is, you guys don't realize, but like Ann and I do this constantly, and we are on the phone laughing like this all day long. Yeah. This is just you guys getting to watch it. So thank you for being.
That's the truth. That's the absolute truth. Yeah. Yeah. Except usually, I don't look at, this is jigged up here. So usually I look a little homeless, but all right, you guys, let's see, what else do I have in charge for today? Oh, later on, I'm dropping in a video. Oh, and tomorrow there's a contest where I've asked you guys to come up with a phrase for a coffee mug. We're doing a contest.
Oh, yeah.
Come up with a phrase for a coffee mug. And so that's going to happen tomorrow, and you can drop in all of your ideas, and then we'll vote with likes. And then if there's a tie, we'll vote again. How fun is that?
I can't wait. I can't wait to have the Bloom coffee mug with the.
I know. So we're going to do that on tomorrow. So just sometime tomorrow, you guys should just jump in. So, all right. I love you guys.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.